To our readers, welcome back. This is lesson 17. We're going to continue with some flexible decoding skills today. Our learning target, I can try different sounds for the letter I. Okay, so the same learning target as we had on Monday. So on Monday, we started to read about Cesar Chavez. And here's a picture of the real Cesar Chavez. And today we're going to continue reading about him and why he was so important. What work did he do that was so important? Okay, so we learned a little bit about Caesar, and one thing that really surprised Mrs. Falco was that Caesar's real name was not Caesar. His real name was Cesario, and his teacher shortened it. And so Miss Falco thought that that was really surprising because, wow, just to change somebody's name because it didn't sound right, that's just not the right thing to do. So I was really surprised. And a teacher did that, no less. So I thought that was really surprising. So we also learned a lot about Caesar's life growing up. So we learned he had a lot of great times, right? I bet the best part of his life was when his family worked together on a farm. So let's go back. Let me show you the picture. So his family had a farm, right? And they all worked together, made lots of food together, right? They seemed like a really happy family, right? He played with his cousins. They ate, they played, they had parties. Fiestas are parties. And, they really had a really good life. They had a great home, kept them warm in the winter, kept them cool in the summer. And then the Great Depression hit. And so they really hit some hard times and they lost their farm. There was no food, there was no water, they couldn't grow their crops, so they had to leave. And they had to go work on farms. So they traveled to different farms and they were bent over all day. They were pulling, weeds. They were pulling oranges and they were around pesticides that made people sick. So really, really poor working conditions, right? And then they had a hard time. They got all these crops and then they couldn't sell the crops, right? Because they would go to the stores and it said white trade only, and they were Mexican. So they would not be able to take the crops that they were picking, to go trade it for other things, right? For money. And so they hit some really hard times. Well, today we're going to continue to read about Cesar Chavez and his life and why he's so important. Okay, so we learned a great deal about Cesar Chavez. Okay, so before we get a chance to read more about his life, let's take a look at some of the words that I came across when I was reading the first couple of pages. And sometimes when we see I and E together, it makes the E sound. E, as in believed. This is a two-syllable word, so I broke it up into the two syllables so we could see it. Believed. There's the I and the E together, okay? So here's another tricky word I came across. So sometimes the I says its name. So it's not migrant, it's migrant, migrant. Sometimes we see a C and an I together, and the C makes the S sound. So in this three-syllable word, it's pesticide, side. So there's some flexible decoding that Miss Falco did when I was reading. Okay, so just a couple of things to keep in mind as we're reading the rest of Cesar Chavez. Okay, so we talked about some of the strategies from last time. So, that should be tricky eye. So, what can I do? I got stuck. Well, does it sound like a word I know? No. Well, then let's try something else. Try a different sound for the I. Try making the I a syllable by itself. Find a chunk that you're sure of and try the chunk before and after it. Okay? Let's look at this word here. I want you guys to pause this, okay? And you're going to try reading all of these words on your own, okay? Using these strategies if you get stuck. So for example, this word here, let's see. Oh, it's capitalized. It must be, maybe it's a name. Maybe it's a name or a place. Well, I see Dan. I know the word Dan. I know Pan, so I know Dan. So Dan L? Dan L? That doesn't sound right. Well, let's try a different sound for the I. Dan E-L? Dan E-L? No, that doesn't sound right either. Maybe I. Dan I-L. Dan I-L. No, that still doesn't sound. Dan I-L? Doesn't sound like a name I've ever heard of before. Let's try Daniel. Daniel. Oh, Daniel. I've heard of that name before. That sounds right. So I needed to try a different sound for that I until I got it right. So let's try this word here. Well, I see a chunk that I know. I know child. I know child-ish, child-ish. And I know childish. Okay? Go ahead and pause the screen here and see if you can figure out these words. Okay, let's see how many you got right. Champion, exist, Daniel, critical, itchiness, childish, reminder, advertisement, Virginia, communicate, opportunity, onion, subtraction, invisible, and behavior. Nice job. Did you get all 15 of those right? Awesome. Give yourself a big star. Way to go, boys and girls. So make sure you're trying these strategies as you get stuck on some words. We're going to be looking at the assignment. You're going to be reading the rest of Cesar Chavez and why he's so important. You're going to answer these questions in your notebook. So you'll need your notebook labeled with today's date, which is 5/13/20 and lesson 17. You're going to answer the following questions in complete sentences. Make sure you use evidence from the text to support your answers. Number 1, who was Cesar Chavez and why is he important? Number 2, how do you think Cesar's childhood influenced his ideas as an adult? So influenced, helped him influenced his ideas. So his ideas came to light because of things that happened in his childhood, okay? What makes you think that? What is a union and why do the migrant farm workers need one? Okay, I'm going to show this slide at the end after I show the pages of the book. So make sure that you stop and pause the video so that you can read the pages. Here we go. All right. So again, here's your assignment. You're using the text, what you read about Cesar Chavez to answer these 3 questions in your notebook. Don't forget to upload a picture of your assignment to your portfolio so your teacher can grade it. All right, boys and girls, nice job. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.